Hi, I'm Jeff with Filter Sciences, and I'm super excited today to be showing you the largest filter we stock. Now, we make bigger ones, but this is the biggest one that we stock, and this is a 43 bag horizontal capable of 20,000 GPM plus. It has 24-inch flanges, so the liquid's going to come in here, go through 43 80-inch bags, and then come out the backside. And this is for ultra high flow applications. I want to give you an idea of the bag size. If we take a standard number 2 bag, you're looking at about 32 inches. And if we take the bag for the El Jefe, as we call it, 80 inches. So you can see typically, depending on, of course, the liquid, the micron level you're trying to get down to, but you can use as a rule of thumb about 200 GPM per bag here. And with these 80-inch bags, you're going to get about 500 GPM. So with 43 bags in the El Jefe, we're capable of well over 20,000 gallons per minute with these 24-inch flanges. You can see they're big flanges for big applications. What are the applications for the El Jefe? Well, it's going to be made strictly really for high flow, ultra high flow applications. And I say mainly 3 applications, and that is number 1, data centers. You know, the influx of data centers in the United States, they're building somewhere around 6,000 of them in 2025. Also, large water transfer applications can use this style horizontal filter. And then, of course, oil field operations as well. And let's talk we're going to do another video just on data centers, but let's talk a little bit about data centers for a minute. And typically these are used as rental units. And you can see this one comes on a skid standard. You can fork it up onto a truck. You can fork it into place. And then we also have a mobile version that sits on a trailer. And with these data centers, typically you might be confined for space. So rather than have perhaps 6 or 8, 12 bag or 20 bag units, you can have one El Jefe with 24-inch flanges. You know, what we're seeing in the rental market, particularly in data centers, are they're using some advanced cooling technologies, which require, because it's direct contact with the liquid, it requires very low micron bag filtration, which also means we're going to need a lot more filtration capacity. And that's the great thing about the El Jefe. You know, even if you're in that 10 to 15,000 GPM mark, if you're using a really low rated micron bag filter, you're going to need that additional capacity. The other great thing about some of these filtering, flushing, purging projects, what we call pre-commissioning, is the ROI on this type of filter, especially because it's 304 stainless. You're going to get an extended life out of it. You're not going to have to worry about corrosion and the issues surrounding corrosion. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. So what we're seeing, particularly, like I mentioned in the data centers, is the demand for stainless. Data centers and oil fields for different reasons. In the oil field, we're seeing it as an environmental issue. The oil producers are demanding stainless, saying, hey, listen, we don't want any problems, we don't want any leaks, we don't want any potential environmental issues. On the data center side, we're seeing it because they're very concerned about contamination from mild steel, about corrosion and iron. They don't want to contaminate their brand new ultra pure system with iron. But not only iron, the other issue is bacteria. And you may say, well, why bacteria? Well, what I'm talking about specifically is iron reducing and sulfate reducing bacteria, which can cause corrosion. And what I'm talking about there is MIC, or microbiologically induced corrosion. Typically, it's in very isolated areas, localized areas, but it's very severe. So these data centers don't want you to bring a rental filter that's made out of mild steel that's all corroded up and then contaminate their system with iron and potentially iron reducing or sulfate reducing bacteria. So they are also demanding stainless steel. And we're really seeing a complete shift away from carbon steel. One of our big customers, one of the largest rental companies in the United States, has just converted their whole mild steel, carbon steel fleet over to stainless because of these reasons. So we also rent some full stainless steel bag filters where we have stainless steel piping, we have stainless steel valves, obviously stainless steel vessels as well, Victolic fittings. But on this unit, obviously, it's just in and out, 24-inch in, 24-inch out, all 304 stainless steel. So you're seeing a conversion over, especially on these larger filters, to stainless steel. And we can handle flows anywhere from 200 all the way up to 20,000 GPM. These units are in stock and ready to ship, whether it be put on a trailer with a fork truck or a filtration trailer. And these filters have the same advantages of all our bag filter housings. Zero discharge. All the particulate is captured inside the bag, so there's zero loss of fluid. Flexibility. It's so easy to change the micron level of filtration just by changing the bag. And then third, cost. Really, it's the lowest cost filtration in its class, whether it's a 200 GPM filter or a 20,000 GPM filter, the same applies. And we have all these in stock, whether it be a single bag all the way up to a 43 bag unit. So we often say, hey, we sell stainless steel for carbon steel pricing. A lot of our competitors, we're so aggressively priced that we're competitive with their carbon steel products. So give us an opportunity to earn your business with excellent customer service, in-stock products at a value-oriented price. And remember, we answer the phone when you call. If you call during business hours, we're going to answer the phone. We're going to get you a quote the same day. And if you choose, we're going to ship it out the next day. So give us a call at 1-844-789-1996. If you need the El Jefe tomorrow, we can ship it to you.